Welcome to the thrilling adventure of my memory loss. Today, Aivan wants to ask Kelly questions, but Kelly isn't interested. And due to the chubby kids incident, the chubby kid's dad taught him a love lesson, prompting Aivan to comfort Kelly. Odd feelings arose, all unnoticed by Tommy, who watched. Angry Tommy was not thrilled to see Aivan kiss his sister, but when someone accidentally tripped him, he couldn't hold back, making the atmosphere pretty intense in a snap. Meanwhile, Aivan's mom caught a news statement about an explosion in the community, but the police are still scratching their heads trying to figure it out. She mentioned wanting to move Aivan away from the neighborhood. Seems like the farewell party with his buddies is just around the corner. So, they first went to find the chubby kid moping all day. So boring. Then, they set off to their secret hideout, only to find Tommy had tied Aivan's dog in a bag, planning a doggy barbecue. Aivan and Kelly dashed in to stop him, but Tommy swung a stick, and while Aivan cleverly dodged, Kelly took the hit. Seeing Kelly passed out and the dog in despair, furious Aivan lunged at Tommy, but then the scene flipped, and we see Aivan face down on the ground. When he got up, he found Kelly crying, and that poor little pup was now just a child mess. The chubby kid was also heartbroken, while Tommy had vanished like a magician. Soon after, Mum was packing up to move out with Aivan. Kelly wanted to send Aivan off, and all he said was, "Oh, come back for you." But Aivan was gone for years, not looking for Kelly, but off to college in another city making new friends. His new friend was a quirky chubby dude named Sample. And for years, Aivan hadn't suffered any memory loss. One day, a classmate came over to hang out and accidentally uncovered a stash of notebooks under the bed, discovering Aivan had been writing in them since he was 7. The girl wanted Aivan to read them, so he casually grabbed one and began reading, which seemed to be about his dog. As the plot thickened, Aivan suddenly noticed the text in the diary glowing, with the girl next to him becoming blurred out. The scene shifted, and Aivan found himself rushing toward Tommy again. When he tripped, Tommy beat him enthusiastically with a stick, while the chubby kid, trying to untie the bag, was threatened by Tommy. On hearing the threat, the chubby kid froze. Tommy told Aivan, "Why my sister among so many women?" After saying that, he lit the bag on fire, and at that moment, Aivan jolted awake, unsure if it was a dream, but everything felt too real. Did he really recover that memory? To find out, Aivan sought out the chubby kid, who had become even more withdrawn from his past experiences. During Aivan's questioning, the chubby kid suddenly blurted out something shocking. Aivan was taken aback, but quickly confirmed that previous events weren't just a dream. He then returned to his dorm, digging out his old journals. Maybe reading them would jog his memory about that explosion. As Aivan read about putting his hand near Kelly's ear, the words bounced and the room faded. When he regained awareness, he realized he was back at 13, and everyone was excitedly waiting for the explosion. Just when the homeowner was returning, Aivan got distracted and burned his belly on a cigarette butt. Watching the lady walk toward the mailbox with her baby, the kids exchanged nervous glances. The baby opened it, and boom, the firecracker exploded. They were horrified in an instant, leaving the chubby kid with PTSD. When Aivan woke up, he found a cigarette scar on his belly. That night, Aivan and his mom had a rare dinner together, discussing his father's memory loss. He remembered his dad had memory lapses too, wondering if he ever found a way to regain his memories. Mom replied that his father had been extremely ill at the time and was utterly unable to distinguish what was real from what was imaginary. She hoped Aivan wouldn't think too much about it. Then she mentioned having 2 miscarriages before he was born. So, understandably, she was quite scared. Luckily, Aivan was born healthy, her miracle baby. Hearing this, Aivan felt a surge of emotion and hugged his mom tightly. Not long after, Aivan found Kelly, whom he hadn't seen in 7 years, working at a restaurant. Upon meeting again, that once innocent connection between them seemed to have completely vanished. While chatting with Kelly, he learned Tommy had been in juvie for a few years and was now working at a repair shop. Kelly's life wasn't all that great either, and it seemed to tie back to her father. Aivan briefly shared his story, and then she started reminiscing about their childhood and filming in the basement. Aivan had no recollection of it, but for Kelly, it seemed like an old wound that hadn't healed yet. She lashed out at Aivan for reopening her scars. Was reuniting after so long just to make her hurt. Kelly broke down and ran off, leaving Aivan shocked. He never realized his careless words caused her pain. The next day, he got a message from Tommy. Tommy angrily questioned Aivan about what he did to his sister, asking why Kelly committed suicide. Hearing this, Aivan broke down and quietly brought a bouquet to Kelly's grave. He placed the promise "I will come back for you" into her resting place, as if to tell her his heartfelt apology. That night, Aivan began to ponder the cigarette scar on his belly. He remembered it wasn't there before. He wondered if revisiting that memory of filming in the basement could change Kelly's life somehow. So Aivan decided to read the diary from the basement, recalling it being a bit chilly that day, wanting to put on a jacket. As he read, the words danced once again, and the room's scenery blurred, and Aivan truly found himself in the basement. The neighbor was spinning a ridiculous tale, and Aivan quickly told Kelly to cover her ears. Aivan yelled, "You old weirdo. You have two choices in the next 30 seconds, ruin your daughter's life or be a good dad." The neighbor was clearly intimidated by Aivan's fiery spirit. In the end, Aivan warned him to keep Tommy in check. If you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe.